Hey, okay, I am traveling. Make sure to get some of these done. This is Letters to Ewan 52. I haven't read this one since I wrote it. It's called Continue the Motion. Let's see what it says. Dear Ewan, I'm getting to stay in today. I'm in London and I wanted to write. Tomorrow, I'm headed to Manchester for Pride. Brian and Ori are out with our friend Sarah walking around, and I know they know how bad I wanted space to just write. I didn't write yesterday because I was still exhausted from the weekend, and I didn't want to create a complex around writing by making myself write every day. I don't want to skip a day and then feel jinxed. I was thinking about my friend Dee, who has done a couple coaching sessions with me. She had been through a bad breakup that was hard because she was so attracted to the guy. She went all in, and the guy wasn't anywhere near ready for a real relationship. Pulling away from him was hard, and she kept getting drawn back. Once she got free, she told me, I don't know how to pick a guy anymore. I told her, it's got to start with turn on, a personal belief of mine. I was surprised in the cult when a student asked the master a similar question, and they answered that it had to start with turn on. We never really talked about sex in the cult, except that we shouldn't be having it outside of marriage. The women in the cult could be priests, and one master was a woman, the master who said the thing about turn on. The priests were all allowed to get married. Dee's reply to my rule was, I can't trust my turn on because it led me to her ex. Ah, I believe that your nervous system learned from that experience. A lot of people think of learning the way I think of understanding. My version of understanding is when we look back at an experience and make sense of it. We analyze it and see how the parts work. We're doing a formal mathematical sketch of it. This can be good. We can learn about the different micro parts of it, and I think most people focus on it because then I can make sure this never happens again. Control. We understand often to control against a pain repeating. My version of learning is impact. When someone is talking to me, I used to send a little security guard out to meet their words and decide which words I want to let in. The thing I noticed about that was it took a lot of the energy out of their words. That can be nice, but as I've grown stronger, I feel I can eat any avocado thrown at me. Some people can't even eat a little bit of gray, but I can get nutrition from one that's almost rotten. I trust that whatever is true will stick. Whatever's untrue or too big for me, false stuff or stuff I'm not ready for, will pass through me. I'll mind poop it out. But I want the energy because then it'll be easier to feel the impact, and the impact is the learning. What's happening right now is a few days ago, ALIFTIMTS, Australian living in Florida that is moving to Spain, invited me to meet him in Madrid after Manchester. We're meeting for 6 days and 5 nights, and my body wants to go. My eyelids get heavy imagining him looking at me. I float to that place before sleep, imagining him holding me. I feel a quickening in my chest, imagining him flashing his bedroom eyes at me. I start to have more scandalous imagery, but some part of me stops it. I really want to be open when we get sexy in the sack. No hope, just contact. And my mind is barking, this is never going to work. My body is amazingly calm in the face of the yelling. I get it. He's closeted. I will not try to convince him to come out of the closet. I do feel love. I feel ready to hear people say it's not really love, just infatuation. No me importa, practicing my Spanish. I guess it would be nice if my body was extremely turned on by availability and I actually am betting my time, life energy, and heart on my body. This collection of cells has done right by me. It's screaming, go find that guy and let him hold us. We want to feel the tingles when he drops his glasses and gives us the bedroom eyes look. We need to feel that feeling again. The one where we make a mistake and he just looks at us and doesn't ever snap at us. The look on his face when we noted his lack of snapping and he replied curiously, why would I ever snap at you? Oh God, I need to feel him never snap at me. I could bury my soul in his pocket over that lack of snapping. It's strong. It's definitely pinging some trauma in me about being snapped at. People talk about trauma bonding, and I don't know what that means exactly, but all my kingdom to feel that giant man who could snap me in two, only be gentle. It's the trauma that's the rub. Dee was scared of her trauma picking the same type of guy. I think my trauma is in play too, but I'm with it a little different. It was tricky leaving ALIFTIMTS back in Barcelona. I didn't want to go. I got to London and hooked up with a few guys, and some of them were very available, like perfectly available. And I could feel ALIFTIMTS slowly, oh so slowly, being nudged for space in my heart. I can still feel you, Ewan. Your muse is in my heart. It's got a special spiritual place. Your image has become a deep psychological anchor in me. I could be any version of me that I could be in front of Ewan. I can't think of any aspects of me that I can't be in front of Ewan. I can't think of any truths I can't tell in front of Ewan. I can't think of any lies I would want to tell in front of Ewan. ALIFTIMTS feels different. My body is strong for him. My openness to who he is feels easy. I did a lot of work keeping that open meeting you. The muscles are strong and it feels like a raw encounter with him. It's raw because destiny isn't cooking it. It's not dead in the water, but it only seems to have viability in the moment and thoughts of future's moments. Never a destiny. That's nice. But I don't think he's blocking the next guy I fall in love with. Just apparently a minor delay. I'm trusting my body to continue my trauma's motion, and I've got all my responsibility and boundaries in place to make sure I don't compromise myself. Have you ever tried somatic experiencing? I don't know much about it. There's a way where when we have trauma in the body, there is a contraction of actual flesh. If you can look closely at it, the contraction looks like a little drop of motion. This red hot turn on with ALIFTIMTS is motion. In somatic experiencing, you're not supposed to suppress the motion. You're supposed to continue it. No, I'm not going to follow a closeted guy around for my whole life. No, I'm not going to waste my heart by tolerating not being openly acknowledged indefinitely. GIB acknowledged me when he held my hand and kissed me anywhere, no matter who was watching. but my body isn't as interested in GIB. My body feels safe thinking about GIB, that's German in Barcelona, and warm imagining seeing him again. It feels a smile when I say his name in my mind, but it wants oblivionic, perpetual nirvana happy with ALIFTIMTS. I'm going to continue the motion. I'm going to take the little wiggle that turned into a big wiggle that turned into a tsunami and feel what's it like to love someone that is too scared to tell the world that you're his man. Will I feel more? Will I feel less? Will it just feel different? I'm trusting that if I want to meet a guy who's available and able to meet me and my body, then going from straight guy to closeted guy is a progression. Imagining what comes after closeted guy is really exciting, especially because my body has been involved during the thinking process. Closeted guy who is a little more into PDA, public displays of affection. Out guy who is not into PDA. Out guy who loves PDA. I need to feel the motion all the way through and not just skip to the part that looks good on paper. I learned how to have boundaries for a reason, and I think this is it. I told D, follow your turn on. It's important. But as soon as they don't treat you right, drop a boundary and follow the next turn on. I'm walking a line here. ALIFTIMTS is scared of something. I'm sure about that. I got my boundary that will stop me from trying to save him, but he's never treated me bad. He actually treats me better than a lot of the guys I've dated. He's never snapped at me, and I don't think he ever will. I'm going to continue the motion. I like thinking about you, Johan, but I put the 3-month time window to call you in my calendar because I'm not going to count the days. I trust you, Mike.